There is someone in your life, Aries, whose true nature is about to become completely clear to you. You have felt it for a while now. That quiet unease that settles somewhere between your chest and your stomach and refuses to leave no matter how much you try to reason with it. You have told yourself that you are imagining things. You have told yourself that you are being unfair or too sensitive, or that you are seeing problems where there are none. But there is a part of you, that bold, fire-lit part of you that has always known the truth before the rest of the world caught up, and that part of you has not been fooled. Not once. The mask is slipping. The patterns are becoming visible. And whether what you discover about this person brings you joy, relief, grief, or clarity, one thing is certain. The truth will set you free. It will free you to make the choices that are actually right for you, not the choices you made based on a version of this person that was never quite real. These 11 signs are confirmation that the moment of seeing clearly is already very near. Pay attention. Your fire does not burn without reason. Sign 1, your gut has been giving you a signal you have been trying to explain away. There is a signal that has been running beneath everything, Aries. Beneath every conversation you have had with this person, beneath every moment you have spent in their company, beneath every time you have looked at them and felt something you could not quite name, there has been a signal. And you have been doing what so many people do when the signal makes them uncomfortable. You have been reaching for reasons to explain it away. You have told yourself that you are tired, that you are stressed, that you have been through a lot lately and maybe your judgment is just a little off. You have told yourself that this person has been nothing but kind to you, or that their record is clean, or that you have no real evidence for what you are feeling. And so you have tried to silence the signal. You have reasoned with it. You have argued with it. You have buried it under logic and politeness and the desire not to cause conflict. But here is what you need to understand, Aries. Your gut is not random. It is not a side effect of stress or exhaustion. It is information. It is older than language, older than reason, older than any argument you can construct in your head. It is the part of you that reads the room before your eyes do, that tracks inconsistencies before your mind can organize them, that senses the energy behind someone's words before those words have finished leaving their mouth. Your gut is not telling you this person is bad. It is not handing you a verdict. What it is doing is far simpler and far more important than that. It is telling you to pay closer attention. It is telling you that something does not line up, that something beneath the surface has not been shown to you yet, and that you deserve to see it before you commit further, before you trust further, before you invest further, before you make yourself more vulnerable than you already have. You have been trying to explain the signal away because you are also a loyal creature, Aries. You do not abandon people lightly. You do not walk away from a connection without cause. And there is something beautiful about that. But loyalty was never meant to be used against your own perception. Loyalty was never meant to require you to silence the very instincts that have kept you safe, that have guided you through challenges, that have been right more times than you can count. The signal your gut has been sending you is about to get louder. And when it does, you will not be able to explain it away anymore. You will not want to. Because deep down, Aries, you already know. You have already known for longer than you are willing to admit. And the clarity that is coming is not going to shock you. It is going to confirm what you have been carrying quietly inside you all along. Let it. Let the knowing come. Let it free you from the weight of pretending you did not feel what you felt. Your instincts are one of your greatest gifts. It is time to honor them. Sign 2. Small inconsistencies between their words and their actions keep adding up. One of them on its own means nothing. That is the thing about small inconsistencies, Aries, they are designed to be forgiven individually. A person says they will call and they do not call. A person tells you one thing about their day and later mentions something that does not quite fit. A person tells you they were somewhere and a detail slips out that puts that into question. Any single one of these moments is easy to dismiss. People forget. People get confused. People have busy lives and mixed up schedules and complicated situations. You understand all of that. You have been generous with that understanding, perhaps more generous than you needed to be. But here is what is happening now. They are adding up. One by one, quietly, almost invisibly. These small moments are building into something that can no longer be overlooked. They are forming a pattern. And patterns are different from isolated incidents. Patterns are not about forgetting or being busy or getting confused. Patterns are about consistency, the consistency of who someone actually is when they stop being careful, when they are not performing, when the version of themselves they have been presenting begins to slip. You are Aries. You are built for movement and momentum. You do not dwell. You do not pick things apart unless something keeps pulling you back. And something has been pulling you back to these moments because the pattern they form is speaking to you. It is saying, look more carefully. It is saying, do not let each individual moment blind you to what they all mean together. A person's words are easy to shape. They can be crafted, smoothed over, adjusted to land the right way. But a person's actions, the quiet, consistent, unremarkable things they do when they think no one is keeping score, those are harder to disguise. Those are where the truth lives. You have been watching, Aries. Maybe not consciously, maybe not with a list in hand, but your fire-bright mind has been tracking these moments and filing them away. And soon something will happen. A moment, a conversation, a discovery that will make all of those individually forgivable moments suddenly, unmistakably clear. And when they line up before you, you will see them for what they are. Not a collection of accidents. A portrait of who this person has been all along, beneath the words they chose and the impression they wanted to make. When that portrait becomes clear, do not doubt what you are seeing. You have been collecting the pieces for a reason. The picture they form is real. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Sign 3. People around you are beginning to notice what you have been sensing for a while. There is something that happens when a truth begins to surface. It stops being invisible to only one person. Up until recently, you may have felt like the only one who was picking up on something that others seem not to see. Maybe you mentioned a feeling to someone close to you and they shrugged it off, or told you that you were overthinking it, or pointed to all the reasons this person seemed perfectly fine to them. And you let it go. You are Aries. You are confident in your own experience, but you are also aware that your fire can sometimes run ahead of the facts. So you pulled back. You observed. You waited. But now something has shifted, and it is not just you anymore. The people in your life, the ones who are close enough to this situation to have a clear view, are beginning to see what you have been sensing. Not in a dramatic way, not with a confrontation or an announcement. It is quieter than that. Someone makes a comment. Someone asks a question they would not have asked before. Someone gives you a look during a moment involving this person. A look that says without words that they notice something too. These are not accusations. These are observations offered carefully, almost hesitantly, because the people who care about you know that this is a delicate moment. But they are offering them because they can no longer not say something. Because what they are seeing has become hard to ignore. For you, Aries, this is significant. Not because you need other people's validation to trust your own perception, you do not. But because the fact that others are beginning to see it confirms that the truth is no longer hiding beneath the surface. It is rising. It is becoming visible. And once the truth becomes visible, it takes on a momentum of its own. It does not go back into hiding. It does not suddenly become uncertain again. It simply continues to clarify, detail by detail, moment by moment, until there is no longer any reasonable question about what is actually true. The people around you are not conspiring against anyone. They are not trying to influence you or push you in a particular direction. They are doing what people who love you do. They are paying attention, and they are gently, carefully letting you know what they see. When those around you begin to confirm what you have been carrying alone, do not brush it aside. Let it be one more piece of the picture. Let it give you permission to trust what you have known, even when trusting it has been uncomfortable. Sign 4. A dream shows you something about this person in a different light. Dreams have a way of doing what waking life sometimes cannot. They bypass the filters. They slip past the part of your mind that is careful, that is protective, that is managing what you allow yourself to fully see. When you are awake, Aries, you are a guardian of your own focus. You direct your attention deliberately. You choose what to examine and what to set aside. But when you sleep, that guardianship rests and something else takes over, something older and less guarded, something that is not trying to be fair to anyone, something that is simply processing what is true. And lately, your dreams have been doing something you cannot quite shake when you wake up. They have been showing you this person differently. Not in a grotesque or frightening way, not in a way that feels like a nightmare. more like a shift in perspective, a moment in the dream where you see this person from a vantage point you do not usually have, and from that vantage point you see something. Quality. A hidden feeling they carry. A gap between what they show and what lies beneath. Or maybe you see the situation itself laid out in a way that makes its shape suddenly clear. You wake from these dreams with a feeling that lingers. Not urgency, not fear, but a kind of knowing that sits quietly with you through the morning. You may have brushed it aside, chalked it up to an active mind or the stress of everything you have been carrying. But this dream or these dreams, if there has been more than one, is not noise. It is signal. Your deeper self is working through what your waking mind has been too careful to fully confront, and it is sending you what it finds in the only language it has access to while you rest. There is wisdom in the images. There is meaning in the feelings that accompany them. You do not need to interpret every detail, and you do not need to turn this into something complicated. All you need to do is take seriously the emotional truth the dream left behind, because that emotional truth is information about what you have already sensed, already known, already felt at a level deeper than words. The dream is not creating a story. It is illuminating one that already exists. Let it. Sign 5. Situations are arising that force them to reveal who they truly are. This is one of the most important signs, Aries, because it is not about what you sense or what others notice or what your dreams tell you. It is about what is actually happening, right out in the open in real time. Life has a way of engineering moments of revelation. Not through magic, but through the simple, relentless pressure of circumstance. When enough pressure builds around a person, when enough situations arise that cannot be managed or smoothed over or deflected, who they truly are begins to come through. And you are watching that process unfold right now. The situations that are arising around this person are not comfortable ones. They are the kind of moments that require something real. A genuine response, a real decision, a true showing of who a person is when things are not easy. And in those moments, you are seeing something you have not seen as clearly before. You are seeing how they handle pressure. You are seeing what they prioritize when they cannot prioritize everything. You are seeing whether their kindness holds under stress, whether their loyalty is real or convenient, whether the version of themselves they have presented to you shows up when it actually matters or only when it costs them nothing. What you see in those moments is the truth. Not the truth that is performed when everything is comfortable. Not the truth that is constructed carefully over time to create a particular impression. The real truth, the unguarded truth, the truth that only surfaces when a person does not have the luxury of managing how they appear. For someone with your fire and your directness, Aries, this kind of revelation is something you can work with. You do not need an elaborate explanation or a lengthy confession. You need to see how someone shows up when it counts. And you are seeing it. Some of what you are seeing may surprise you in a good way. A strength or a quality in this person that you had not fully recognized may be stepping forward, and that is worth noting too. But if what you are seeing confirms the hesitations you have carried, honor that. Do not talk yourself out of what real behavior under real pressure is showing you. Life is giving you the clearest possible information right now. The only question is whether you are willing to see it. Sign 6. You catch yourself feeling something you cannot fully justify, but cannot dismiss. There are emotions that arrive with explanations, and there are emotions that arrive on their own without cause you can name, without a clear moment you can point to, without a logical reason you can hand to someone else and have them agree with. And lately, Aries, you have been catching yourself in the second kind. A feeling rises in you when you think about this person or when you are around them, something quiet but persistent. It might be a sadness that does not quite belong to anything specific. It might be a wariness that has no event attached to it. It might be a distance you feel between yourself and this person even when nothing has changed on the surface, even when the conversation is pleasant and the moments are normal. You cannot justify the feeling. If someone asked you to explain it, you would struggle to find the words, and you would probably end up apologizing for feeling it at all. But you cannot dismiss it either because it keeps returning. Every time you think you have moved past it, or reasoned with it, or decided that it means nothing, it comes back. Quieter than anger, more patient than doubt, and absolutely unwilling to leave. This kind of feeling, Aries, is not a sign of irrationality. It is a sign of attunement. Your emotional body is registering something that your rational mind has not yet fully assembled into a clear picture. It is picking up on a gap between what you are being shown and what is actually true, between the surface of this connection and what lives beneath it, between the energy this person puts out and the energy they actually carry. You cannot justify the feeling because the evidence your mind would need to feel comfortable with it has not yet fully arrived. But the feeling itself is part of the evidence. It is your system telling you, something is here that has not been named yet. Something is present that has not been seen yet. Something is real that has not been acknowledged yet. Do not throw the feeling away because it comes without a neat explanation. Some of the most important truths in your life will arrive this way, as a feeling before they arrive as a fact. The feeling is the early signal. The fact is on its way. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Sign 7. A third person brings information that reframes everything. Sometimes the truth does not reveal itself through the person at the center of it. Sometimes it arrives through a side door, through someone else, someone who has no particular stake in what you discover, someone who is simply sharing something they know without fully realizing the weight of what they are handing you. A third person is about to bring you information, Aries. Or perhaps they already have, and the full significance of what they shared has not yet settled into place. This person may not even know what they are doing. They may be telling you something casually, in passing, as part of a completely different conversation, and yet the detail they share will be exactly the piece you have been missing. The piece that makes the picture clear. The piece that suddenly makes all those small inconsistencies line up into something undeniable. This is not gossip. This is not drama. This is simply the way truth moves through the world sometimes. Not in grand revelations and confrontations, but quietly through the natural flow of conversation, through the way people share what they know, through the fact that the world is not as sealed off as we sometimes imagine it to be. When this moment happens, pay close attention to your reaction. Notice what lands in your body when you hear the information. Notice whether it surprises you, or whether it confirms something you have already been feeling. Notice whether the feeling that follows is shock or whether it is a strange, weighted sense of recognition, the feeling of finally hearing something that part of you already knew. That recognition is important, Aries. It means the information is not coming from outside of you to create a new reality. It is coming to illuminate a reality that has been quietly present all along. You have already been living alongside this truth. You have already been sensing it. What this person brings is simply the language that names what your instincts have been saying without words. Be open to this. Be open to receiving important information from unexpected sources in unexpected moments. Sometimes the universe sends the truth through the people around us because it is the gentlest, most accessible path. It is not a test of whether you can handle the truth. It is a gift, a clear and necessary gift, and it is on its way to you right now. Sign 8. Their behavior changes in ways that answer questions you never dared to ask. There are questions you have not asked, Aries. Not because you do not wonder, not because the curiosity is not there, but because some questions feel too heavy, too revealing, too risky to put into words. If you ask them, you may get an answer you are not ready for. If you ask them, you change the conversation, you change the dynamic, you change what can and cannot be ignored. And so you have held them inside, carried them quietly, told yourself you would find the answers another way. And you are finding them, not through asking, through watching. Because lately, this person's behavior has been changing. Subtle shifts at first, the kind that are easy to explain away. But now the changes are becoming harder to ignore. The way they speak to you has shifted. The way they respond when certain topics come up has shifted. The way they hold themselves around you, the way they engage with you, the things they choose to share and the things they become careful about. All of it has been changing in ways that, if you pay close attention, are answering your unasked questions one by one. This is how truth often reveals itself, Aries. Not through a confession, not through a confrontation, but through the quiet but unmistakable shift in someone's behavior when they know, consciously or not, that what they have been holding is becoming harder to hold. When a person's behavior changes around a particular truth, the truth is moving closer to the surface. It is pressing outward, and the changes you see in them are the evidence of that pressure. You do not need to confront. You do not need to demand. You do not need to force anything into the open before it is ready. All you need to do is what you have been doing. Watch, feel, and trust what you observe. The answers to your questions are arriving in the only form this person knows how to give them. And the picture those answers are forming is becoming clearer with every passing day. Sign 9. You find peace in facing the truth rather than fear. Something has been happening in you, Aries. Something quiet and gradual that you may not have fully named yet. When you think about this situation, when you turn toward the possibility of what the truth might be, you notice that the feeling that arises is not the fear it used to be. It is something closer to calm, something that feels almost surprisingly like relief. There was a time not long ago when the idea of seeing this person clearly felt threatening, when the prospect of the truth being something difficult felt like something you were not ready to face. And that resistance was real, and it was understandable. You had invested something in this connection. You had allowed yourself to hope. You had built something, even if only in your heart, around a version of this person and this situation that felt good. Letting that go, or even considering that you might need to, felt like loss. But something has changed. Somewhere along the way, the weight of not knowing, the weight of carrying the uncertainty and the doubt and the unease, has become heavier than the fear of what the truth might bring. And you have started quietly to move toward it. Not with aggression, not with a plan for confrontation or a need to make anything dramatic, just with a willingness to see what is actually there, even if it is not what you hoped for, even if it means changing something you have grown accustomed to, even if it requires you to make a hard choice on the other side of the knowing. This shift toward peace is one of the most powerful signs of all, Aries, because it means you are ready to receive the truth without being broken by it, ready to face it with the quiet strength that lives at the heart of your fire. The fear that once kept you circling this truth without quite landing on it has loosened its grip. And what has taken its place? This calm, this readiness, this quiet willingness to see and to know, is your real power showing itself. It means that whatever the truth turns out to be, you are going to be all right. More than all right. You are going to be free. Sign 10. A pattern you have seen before begins to repeat, and this time you recognize it. You have been here before, Aries. Not with this exact person, not in this exact situation, but with a shape that feels familiar, a sequence of moments that rhymes with something from your past, a kind of dynamic that has shown itself to you before, in a different face, a different setting, a different chapter. And this time something is different, you recognize it. This is significant, because recognition is not the same as being trapped in a repeat. Recognition is the opposite. Recognition is the moment a pattern loses its power over you. The moment you see it clearly enough to respond to it with wisdom, instead of repeating the same moves you made before. In the past, when this pattern showed itself, you may not have had the language for it. You may have felt the discomfort without being able to name its source. You may have stayed too long or trusted too quickly, or given the benefit of the doubt past the point where the doubt was still reasonable. Not because you were foolish, because you had not yet seen the pattern clearly enough to know it for what it was. But you have grown since then, Aries. Every experience you have moved through, every truth you have faced, every hard moment you have survived has added to your understanding. And that understanding is now making itself useful. The pattern is repeating, yes, but this time you can see it. And seeing it means you get to choose what you do with it. You are not obligated to play the same role you played before. You are not required to reach the same conclusion or make the same choices. You can take what you now know and let it inform a completely different response, one that honors the clarity you have earned, one that respects the growth you have undergone, one that takes the lesson the pattern has been trying to teach you and actually uses it. This is what it means to grow, Aries. Not to never encounter the pattern again, but to encounter it with eyes open, and to choose differently. Sign 11. Something they do or say finally aligns with what your heart has known all along. This is the moment, Aries. This is the sign that sits at the end of all the others because it is the sign that makes everything else make sense. Something is going to happen, or perhaps is already happening, where this person does or says something that you cannot interpret as anything other than what it is. And when it happens, you will not feel shock. You will feel recognition. You will feel the settling of something that has been unsettled in you for a very long time. Maybe it will be something they say without thinking. A sentence that reveals more than they intended. An admission wrapped inside something that was supposed to be about something else entirely. Maybe it will be something they do, a choice they make, a way they respond in a moment that mattered, an action they take or do not take when the situation called for it. Whatever the form it takes, it will align with precision, with clarity, with a weight that is unmistakable, with what your heart has been telling you all along. Not the version of your heart that wanted things to be a certain way. Not the version that hoped and overlooked and found reasons to be patient. The deeper version. The one that has been quiet but never absent. The one that has been steady beneath all the noise of your thoughts and your wishes, and you're trying to see the best in things. When what this person does or says finally meets what that deep, quiet, steady part of you has known, there will be a moment of profound clarity. A moment where all the pieces, the gut signals, the inconsistencies, the dreams, the feelings without justification, the things others noticed, the patterns you recognized, all of it will click into place. And in that clarity, Aries, you will find not grief but freedom. The freedom to see clearly. The freedom to choose from a place of truth. The freedom to stop carrying the weight of what you have been sensing and simply know what you know, fully and without apology. Your heart has been patient. It has been waiting for this. And very soon it will have the confirmation it deserves. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. There is something that happens when a truth finally comes into view, Aries, that cannot be fully described until you have experienced it. Not the truth you were given by someone else. Not the truth you were told or convinced of or argued into accepting. The truth you arrived at through your own seeing, your own feeling, your own patient and sometimes painful process of paying attention. That kind of truth has a weight to it that is completely different from secondhand information. It is yours. It belongs to you in a way that nothing taken on faith from the outside can. And what you do with it, the choices you make, the steps you take, the direction you move in, those will be rooted in something real and solid and undeniable. This is why the clarity that is coming matters so much more than the specific content of what you discover. Because what it gives you is the foundation to move forward from a place of honest, knowing rather than managed uncertainty. You are Aries. You are not built for half-truths. You are not designed to live comfortably in the gray space where something feels wrong but has not been confirmed, where you cannot quite trust but cannot quite let go, where your instincts are shouting and your politeness is asking them to be quiet. Your fire needs clear ground to move across. Your courage needs a real direction to move toward. And the truth, whatever it turns out to be, is going to give you that ground in that direction. It is going to clear the path in front of you, not by removing difficulty, not by guaranteeing that the next chapter will be easy or painless, but by making it real, by making the road ahead something you are actually walking on, with your eyes open and your feet steady, rather than something you are navigating in a fog of doubt and unspoken questions. Whatever this truth reveals, Aries, you are strong enough to hold it. You have always been strong enough. And when the clarity arrives, fully, finally, without question, you will not crumble beneath it. You will rise. Because that is what you do. That is what you have always done. And this time you will rise not into another cycle of uncertainty, but into a chapter built on the one thing that always, always serves you. The truth seen clearly and held bravely in your own hands.